It's 96.5 Inner FM. If you're listening to Music and More with myself, James, Noah and Marzi. The reason I'm laughing is when that last bit of lyric came in, I forgot it was there. And for a second, I thought it was you. And I was like, wow, that voice. You being Lil, who is 1/3 of Million. And I'm also here with Jacinta, who is the other third of Million. Hi,
how many thirds are left?
Well, there's Craig.
I didn't come here for maths.
Actually, I know, and I'm not good at that either. So,
I was going to say, I thought 1/3 of a million was 333.
Don't you do that to us, please. Oh.
Sorry,
very good. That voice there is Noah. Sorry, Jacinta, carry on. You don't have to put your hand up. You're not at school now. Jacinta's a teacher.
Yes, I am. Hello, we are 2/3 of Million.
That was the most rubbish introduction to a band or guest I've ever done. I'm really sorry about that.
My
That's
head's
terrible.
just back in the maths.
I know.
Earlier today. I am Jacinta. I am the singer and one of the songwriters of A Million.
Yes, I am Lil. I am also one of the songwriters and I play keys.
You guys came in back in February.
Yeah.
And very, very popular. We got lots of really good positive feedback from that interview. People really enjoyed it. They really liked your music as well.
Thanks, Mum.
What have you guys been doing since? What have you guys been up to?
So when we were in last, it was to talk about our single that came out on Valentine's Day, Something Right. And since then we have been just writing a whole bunch of new material and playing gigs, finally. I think we spoke about that last time.
I got to see one of your gigs.
We lost our gig virginity. Yay! And it felt good.
Yeah. It sounded pretty good too.
Thank you.
Where was that? That was the Leadbeater, wasn't it?
Yes, Leadbeater in Richmond.
That's right.
Yeah, it was a really fun way to kick off that gig journey.
I really enjoyed it. It was really good. So how many more gigs have you got in that? So I was reading on your Instagram that you've got a few lined up. Now, we know you've got one at the Gasometer a week on Friday.
We all got together yesterday and we were talking about kind of goals for the next year, and we want to set our eyes on the festival circuit as well. So hopefully the next time we come in, we'll be telling you that we are
headlining Coachella.
Yeah, that'd be good. Can we get some free tickets, please?
Sure.
Yeah, can we get on your +1?
I can't see why not.
Okay, that's good. We've got to make these contacts when we can. Yeah. Are you guys going to any concerts? Like when I say you guys, I'm talking to everybody here, kind of in the room next door. Like, have you guys got any lined up for the summer? I'm looking at Marzi through the window. You look very low down there. Are you literally sitting on the floor?
I'm sitting on a chair. I don't think I'm being heard by some of the people at the moment. Yeah,
I can hear you.
People are shaking their heads.
No, oh, okay. Now can people hear you?
Yeah.
Can you hear
me?
I can hear
There we go.
Can I make a
Magic
joke
joke.
again? I was just saying I'm going to Coachella apparently.
Oh, yes.
That's gonna
We'll
be
discuss flights post-record.
Oh, lovely.
Fair
I
Yeah,
assume
sick.
every third of Million will get a +1.
That'd be
So
cool.
Wicked.
Yeah,
that would be
sick.
how many, James?
That works out.
Don't ask me to do maths at the moment. So you've obviously... Oh, go on. No, go on.
I was going to say that Bon Iver's coming to Melbourne
That's going to be a good one.
next year.
Dreamy.
So that'll be good. Yeah, at the Sydney Mire.
Are you going?
Hopefully.
Okay.
I'm sorting out a ticket.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That'll be like a lifetime one. He's crazy. Yeah.
Well, look, going back to you guys, okay? Right, 'cause
Also
that's kind of why
lifetime
you're here. You've obviously been away, busy, kind of recording, writing, all that kind of stuff. 2 singles coming out on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. The first of which,
Some might call it a double.
Double.
Craig wanted to be here to tell that joke. He thinks it's pretty hilarious.
I don't get it.
Double singles are
I get
a thing.
That was funny. It took me
Yeah.
a moment to hit, but that's quite amusing.
I'm
enjoyed
not
it.
getting the joke bit though.
Neither.
Because, well, you got a single and then you got a double and then like a triple single, but just remove the single from the end of... Why am I explaining a joke? It never
don't know.
gets funnier when you explain it.
We should just
I
call,
don't know.
we should
I mean,
call like
it makes
EPs, like
sense.
sextuplets or whatever.
I'm just not getting the humour part.
It's a
of it.
half EP.
It's funny because it's funny, I think, is what Craig would be thinking, yeah?
Yeah,
who
he's
am I?
nodding along at home.
Who am I to argue? So anyway, one of those singles is called He Looks Better on Me, which we're going to play in just a second. Tell us a little bit about this single. Tell us about how it came into being. What's the backstory of it?
So this is actually the second song we ever wrote together. Actually, was it prior to Problem? It was the same day as Problem. We got into a studio space. This is before Million had even formed. And we were just 3 mates getting together, having a toasty, sitting down to see what came out. And on that day, we wrote Problem, which was our first single that came out in very start of 2020. And this song also
So it's been on a back burner for a while.
It
Yeah.
has, and we put it on the back burner because the original iteration of it was kind of stadium rock vibes.
So it was piano keys.
Okay.
Piano keys.
Yeah.
Wow, so big shift
Yeah.
from what the audience is about to hear.
Yeah. Well, we had no idea. Like, we didn't really have a style that day. We were just throwing things at the wall and seeing what stuck. And then a couple of months ago, we were just kind of going through the catalogue of demos and seeing what we could come back to.
How much other stuff has been like shelved? Like how much other stuff is potentially awaiting a release?
What's in the vault?
There's probably like 8 songs that are still in demo form, but this was the one that we all really loved at the time that we wrote it, but it just wasn't fitting instrumentally. Also, back to that first day, I guess the 3 of us got together, but we didn't know that it would just remain the 3 of us. We were like, eventually we might get a drummer in and we might have this full setup. And so we had these like really big drums.
For those that don't know, tell us who in the band does what. Because I think Craig does some, is it electric drumming? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
electric drumming. And what do you guys do? I mean, I know, but just for, for the people.
I mean, on stage, I'm playing 2 little keyboards, and that is synthy sounds and some keys sounds and a few little fiddly bits and
Sometimes percussive sounds.
Yeah.
Craig is quite a chameleon, and you'll see him if you ever come to one of our live shows, kind of running around, grabbing a guitar, running back to the electric drums. He also plays bass and does all the bass tracks with an actual bass for our recorded tracks. And then I am the singer, the dulcet tones, and the 3 of us kind of share songwriting.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I made a bit of a... Marzi wants to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say.
I love how everyone's putting up their hand. It's so polite.
Well, it's just a good way to visually indicate. I feel like
That's good. No, I'm not
especially since
looking.
we got
It's
a
good.
mirror, not a mirror, a window. Anyway, what I was going to say is, in previous weeks, I've spoken about how songs often have like a lot of things that you put onto them, but provided that the actual songwriting itself is solid, you kind of just can't go wrong. So I think it's really great that you're looking back at these songs that you have maybe previously intended to sound a different way and then attributing a current genre that you have to it, because at the end of the day, the actual core of it is the songwriting, and that's solid. So that just transfers. And
I remember Lil
The
saying...
last
good
time we were
bones.
on here.
Oh, really?
Because
Did I infer something that you've already
that
inferred?
sounds like a really profound statement I made last time I was
Good
here.
bones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm
it's the
fraudulent.
bones
I
of a
didn't even realise.
track. Something about the bones of a track.
There you go.
One more thing I wanted to ask before we play the track is one little question.
Yeah.
Is, in terms of the kind of DNA of the story of this track, who's it most influenced by in that sense?
Yeah, I really wanted to get on and just be super honest here. So, because we didn't know, we weren't writing on that day with the intent that we were going to release things. And I think since we have been releasing music out in the world, you can't help but come at it with that lens of what are people going to think. I can't make this too personal. I'm not sure if you've had that feeling before. But because that first day was just like, we're just getting ideas out, I said, guys,
She got a journal
I've got this
out.
situation with my partner where his ex-girlfriend just keeps showing up and keeps calling him, and I have a real problem with it. And even though it is not a trust issue at all with the 2 of us, I feel like she's overstepping a boundary. And so when we were looking for, we had this melody, and then the lyrical content was just what I had been talking about.
Yeah. So it's a diss track, basically.
Yes.
It's the hottest
but a very
diss track.
classy one.
See, I love the fact that you've done that, but I'm also very, the bravery of putting a record out and just being like, yeah, not only am I going to tell you I'm not cool with this, I'm going to release a record about it.
Well, I was going to say, I really love this because I'm just like, if she's as obsessive and crossing boundaries as much as she is, then she's probably watching everything you do.
Oh, yeah, she's
There's a
heard
woman
it.
hanging
She's heard
around
it.
outside
She's
the main
loved it,
doors
I'm
at the
sure.
moment.
Well, Jacinta married the guy, so she won.
Yeah.
That's so
Yes,
good.
it was a competition.
I think more genres need to do diss tracks,
Yeah.
outside of hip hop. I
Honestly.
think it just needs to become a thing.
What I think about this song, if I may,
please.
not reduce it completely to a diss track,
Fair enough. Fair play. Please continue.
is that it has layers, and my problem was never to talk about our first single. My problem was never with her. It was
Nicely done.
about the situation and not understanding the boundary.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Now it's a diss track.
TLDR diss track.
Do you want to introduce your own record?
Yeah. So
you wanna
this
do this
is
yourself?
the
World premiere.
This song is called "He Looks Better on Me."
We hope you like it.
It's the first world premiere ever, I think, on 96.5 Inner FM.
Enjoy.
myself as a jealous type. I say this with love because I've been where you've been, and I know that it's hard to take. I believe what he says about him being a friend. But do you expect to hang around till I'm gone? 'Cause you miss what you've thrown away. You've got it wrong. If you think you can, come back and claim this man. Stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. When will you see he looks better on me? Stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. When will you see he looks better on me? I see a name where it shouldn't be. It's deep in the night and he's your first point of call when your life isn't going right. And there's something about the frequency making it seem like you never heard him say goodbye. You've got it wrong. If you think I'm fine, watching as you cross the line. Oh, stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. When will you see he looks better on me? Stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. When will you see he looks better on me? Stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. When will you see he looks better on me? Stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. When will you see he looks better on me? You've got it wrong. If you think you can.
It's a world premiere. Yeah. He looks better than me. On me, sorry, by a million. Ugh.
He
I
does
really
look
like- I
better
really
than
like
me.
that.
People often say that about Ben.
So is this, have you had much, well, obviously it's not out yet, but have you had much kind of good feedback from people that you know, kind of like your peers around you, your other kind of music-making friends or family?
This
Who's
time
heard it?
around,
Who
we
else has heard it?
actually haven't shared it with anyone.
Oh, wow.
Which is a first for us. I think sometimes we look for that feedback from friends and family, but this time we're like, it's going to be a world premiere.
Wow.
Absolutely, everyone. We have played our next track, Bed, live, and that one has gotten some really great feedback.
So we were just talking off air about the fact that, so obviously Craig, who's the third member of your band, a lot of the stuff that you record is at his studio. Is that is the new studio space kind of like still within a home, or?
He and his partner moved into their beautiful home in Caulfield in April, May, perhaps, some point this year. And a big part of that was so that Craig could open up his studio. And he's worked really hard and he's finally launched it. It's called Saturn Street Studios. You can find it on Google. And we're really stoked, and it's been so nice getting to go there most weekends on our little Sunday million days.
It does look really good. It looks like a really decent setup.
Yeah, it's really professional.
Tell us also about the million dog that I keep seeing on Instagram.
He's my godson.
Yes.
His name is Ian. It's Craig's.
The first photo I saw when I went to SaturnStreetStudio.com is the dog sitting on the big chair in the middle of the studio.
He's the CEO.
And what kind of dog is he?
He's a chihuahua. He's a little
He's a
baby.
chihuahua. Say
Yeah.
that again.
A chihuahua.
Is the way you said it. I don't know something about it. No, it's a very cute little dog. And
It is. It's the perfect dog, really, for Craig because he is a giant,
6'4".
Yeah, and Ian just kind of he picks him up with one hand, and I think
Okay.
it's a power move for him, honestly. But it's nice to see him in dad mode.
Are there going to be more million kind of pets to join Ian? Or
We're trying to convince Lil now to get a chihuahua because she is so obsessed with her godson.
Yeah. I'm not ready for motherhood, but I'm ready to be a godmother.
fair enough. Any merchandising options for Ian? I can see him on the front of an album. Or
We did get him a little jacket.
Yeah, it makes him look like a lamb. So maybe is the answer.
And talking of album, any chances of an album at any point in the future?
Well,
What are we working towards at the moment?
not quite an album, but we have landed on an EP that we're hoping to release mid next year.
Also known as a
Extended play.
what did you call it?
Oh, well, a quartet in this case.
Yeah,
a quartet in this
exactly,
case.
a
It was 4 tracks.
quartet.
4 tracks.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did you get that one? Was it funny that time?
Yeah, that time it was hilarious, actually.
Yeah, and you know we've released a couple of singles now, and this release we wanted to try something new, putting out
Yep.
2 songs, and we just are really enjoying writing at the moment, and I think we have kind of landed on a style that feels really natural to write in. So we're keen to really get stuck into that the next few months, and then release something mid next year.
I wanted to ask actually, as artists, are you feeling obviously there's excitement, you can hear it, and it sounds very like, you know, it sounds like it's generally looking forward to it, but are you feeling more nervous? Are you feeling more excitement? Are you feeling like, what are you feeling about kind of dropping this EP kind of as it's kind of quickly approaching, to be honest?
Yes, it does. It sneaks up on you. Lil and I were just speaking out in the foyer here about a funny dream
Foyer,
she
you make
had.
it sound so grand.
Should I have said foyer?
Corridor.
The corridor.
The cupboard.
Lil, do you want to share your dream?
Well, I was really glad that you just premiered that song because I had a dream last night that you went to play it, and it was just one of our demos, and it was just percussion.
Okay.
And then in my dream, I spiraled because I was like, oh my God, what did I upload to Spotify? So hoping that on Friday when the songs come out, it's the songs.
Yeah.
Actually, I have heard
random
of
audio.
that. There was a band that I was talking to a little while ago that put all their music up there, and there was some kind of technical glitch. And when the
No.
music was playing, it wasn't even their stuff. It was like some other band's stuff.
That
Yeah.
is
So
a
it
nightmare.
does happen. Yeah.
This is just the stuff that runs through your head as you're preparing for
Yeah.
these releases
Yeah.
when you're an independent.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about that before, but that'll stick with me now.
We also made a collaborative playlist of, you know, some of our music and other people's music last year, and it got completely overtaken by this person who clearly wanted their song in Mexico to go off. And so
We kept deleting
Shut
it
it
every
down.
week. We were like, you are not invited to this playlist. And he just kept coming back in.
But
Men,
secretly,
am I right?
are you now huge in Mexico? Could that be a
mean,
thing that you're
maybe.
unaware
she'd
of?
been spamming our songs, but no.
Yeah.
I was
Unfortunately,
going to say, actually, I did have a look at the Million Spotify page, and you've got a few playlists of your like mood boards for the various songs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I think that's really good.
Thank you for doing your
Thank you.
research.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, I want to create a little bit of suspense before we kind of go on and play the next part of the single.
Sure.
So I know that we've got some recordings from Iris's gig that we went to the other week, and I think actually, Marzi, have you got that ready to go now?
Yep.
So we'll have a little listen to that, and then we come back. I know you guys already follow Iris on kind of Instagram and stuff like that. Have you been to any of their gigs yourself, or?
Haven't. I was actually pretty gutted that I missed that show that you guys went to. So I'm
It was a good
excited
show.
to hear these recordings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were just telling me earlier, James, that she's also a teacher.
She's also a teacher.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I might have an in with her if I ever fangirl.
That would be a wicked collaboration, actually. That would sound really good.
And an
Am I
interesting
invited?
way to like create that mutual interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like kids? I like kids too. Let's jam.
And we make music. So, yeah. You're listening to 96.5 Inner FM. It is M&M with myself, James, Marzi and Noah, and our special guests, Million. We've got Lil and Jacinta in the studio. Hello again.
Hello there.
So, we're here obviously to talk about your double single.
That was a good accent, by the way.
Oh, Were you doing an English accent that I didn't even pick up on? Did I miss that?
Probably, yeah.
Not intentional then, no?
No, it's like when Lil said, "G'day." Last time we were on, we just...
I wasn't going to reference that this time, but thank you.
I thought it
about
was
being on the
fine.
mic.
Like, you know, like I said, isn't that just an Aussie way of saying hello?
It
Yeah.
is.
You seem to think it's a bogan way, a bogan Aussie way of saying hello.
Let's talk about the music then.
Okay, so Bed is the other part of this double
Yeah.
single, right? Tell us a little bit about Bed. What's Bed all about?
So, Bed, we wrote over a year ago. It was during a time when we were trying to fill out the set because little idiots that we were thought we were going to be playing live, but then COVID hit again. But it was good. I think we had a gig lined up and it was going to be our first gig, so it really pushed us to write, and we got to play it live. It was just 12 months later. I think we kind of looked at what we'd had put out already and what we'd been writing, and a lot of it was focused on relationships.
Yep.
And we kind of thought, what are some other angles we can take while looking at relationships? And we kind of got chatting about casual relationships and dating and the challenges of dating. And I think we also thought we just wanted to write something fun.
Yeah.
Bit cheeky, bit sassy. We put on Smile by Lily Allen because we thought that's just such a
classic.
classic song. Yeah, everyone loves it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's cruisy, but it's got a pretty strong, like, empowered message.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find that, actually. We might play that one a little bit later in the programme.
Oh, definitely.
Smile by Lily Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were thinking about dating and the challenges of dating, and
Is there some personal stuff in there?
I don't want to get into that. I think like the crux of the song is, you know, sometimes you're seeing someone and you think it's going a certain direction and then that direction changes. And you
Yeah.
can either bail or you can kind of accept the dynamic and enjoy the dynamic, and it doesn't necessarily
Own
have
it, lean
to.
into it, accept it for what it is.
I think
Yeah.
the song, it was really about leaning in and kind of empowering yourself to have control in a situation where you might not think you have control.
When we were thinking about what songs would work together, originally for the EP, but then for this double release, I guess the linking factor between He Looks Better on Me and Bed is that they're wildly different scenarios, but
Yeah.
they've got this theme of empowerment. And Bed is really not like a lament about F-boys, but more about feeling empowered in, like, I'm making a choice here and this works for me.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't, you know, I've kind of gone with the flow, and even though it wasn't
Yeah.
originally what I thought. And He Looks Better on Me is about feeling empowered to say exactly what you want to somebody
set
else
boundaries.
and set boundaries.
Yeah.
When it comes to Bed, it is a perspective that I found quite refreshing and fascinating. Where I haven't really seen that dynamic really explored. Again, like kind of like you say, it's always like, oh, you know, I'm being done wrong by the person, but like the whole thing, oh yeah, they're kind of crap, but this aspect is nice.
I was thinking
I'll
that as
keep
well. It is
like,
kind
I'm-
of fairly uniquely placed, I think, in terms of like
Yeah.
pop
Thank
records.
you.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We aim to please.
I was actually kind of on that note. I was going to ask though, when it comes to just the whole thing of dating, are you guys one of those? Are you guys of the thought that because what I'm seeing around just kind of Twitter, everything like that, is everybody says, oh, dating is hell, which is kind of like, I mean, I get why you say that, but I feel like people have said that every generation. But just as a general thing, dating, casual date, whatever it is, like is it exhausting or is it fun overall?
Both.
Again, referencing our last interview. Dating is hell.
You did say that on air because I was trying to remember. Was that something that we discussed off air or on air? But we did say that on air as well. Yeah, I think we went on about dating apps, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think you guys were saying that they were pretty horrific. I remember that now.
Look, I think it depends where you're at in life and what headspace you're in, and sometimes going on a bunch of first dates is really fun and exciting, and other times it's like, I will shoot myself in the head if I have to go on one more date. That was violent.
I've seen personally a real change in Lil
Ooh.
and her attitude towards dating since coming out of the pandemic, and just having a little bit more going on in your life other than dating. The way that you talk about dating now is like quite refreshing and
Thank you.
casual, like Bed.
Lil, can I ask, have you had to how many of the dates have you had to cover the check?
Cover the check. I'm like a round for round kind of gal. I was about to go on a feminist rant, but I don't think we have time for that.
Go for it.
No,
Do it.
I think I'm always conscious of who asks who to go where.
Yeah.
If a man asks me to go to quite an expensive establishment, no, that's a tricky question to ask me on air.
Well,
That's fair enough.
I want to play the record, but I want to come back to you and also talk to you a little bit about the production of this because I think the
Yes.
production's kind of stepped up a little bit from, well, not stepped up, but it's kind of changed a little bit in terms of some of your previous
Yeah, for
records.
sure.
So I wanted to talk about that. This is Bed by Million. It's 7 o'clock. It's 96.5 Inner FM.
You only call me after 2 a.m. when you're stumbling drunk after hanging with your friends, and I just play pretend. Your reply game is slow as shit. You tell me I'm crazy, so I just deal with it, 'cause I know that it's worth it. I don't see you like I did before. You cannot disappoint me anymore. I've figured out what you're perfect for. You're not just getting yours. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. You can't have my heart, but you can have my body instead. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. Don't want you in my heart, I want you in my bed. I only call you after 2 a.m. I don't care if you don't ever ask me how I've been. You always let me in. When it started, I would ask to stay, but I soon realized you had nothing worthy to say in the light of day, so it's better off this way. I don't see you like I did before. You cannot disappoint me anymore. I've figured out what you're perfect for. You're not just getting yours. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. You can't have my heart, but you can have my body instead. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. Don't want you in my heart, I want you in my bed. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. You can't have my heart, but you can have my body instead. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. Don't want you in my heart, I want you in my bed. While I've tried to fight it, I've tried to hide it, I cannot deny what's right there. It's so clear to see now. Don't want you in my heart, I want you in my. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. You can't have my heart, but you can have my body instead. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. Don't want you in my heart, I want you in my bed. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. You can't have my heart, but you can have my body instead. I used to fight it, but now I kinda like it. Don't want you in my heart, I want you in my bed.
It was called Bed. And it was by Million.
That's such a good hook as well. Don't want you in my head, want you in my head. That's just so, that's really clever to me. Like I really like that. That's really cool.
There are some very cleverly made little hooks in that record and very clever little lyrical kind of tricks as
Thank
well.
you so
I like
much.
it. It's very good record.
It's
This
just a
is
very-
why we love coming here,
Yeah,
guys.
tell
Just
us
keep
more.
it
What else would you
going.
like?
This is the validation station.
We do have the flattery down pat. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. So again, I wanted to talk about the kind of production because your kind of style's kind of changed a little bit from kind of one release to the next, and I've been quite intrigued at how that's going to change. Like, what is your kind of, you know, when you started with this track? Did you start with lyrics or did you have a tune? Like, what was the process for it?
I think we liked the idea, going back to that Lil track, Smile, how it was just so simple, it was just the 2 chords. So we kind of thought, let's pick 2 chords.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of riffing on that. Craig, it was actually at my house. Craig just bought his acoustic guitar. So we weren't even in the studio. It was like very kind of stripped back. I think we chose the subject matter and we just kind of, Jay and I put our heads down and thought about.
It wasn't hard. I mean, what are the behaviours of somebody who's not really meeting a standard?
Yeah.
The first line is, you only call me after 2 a.m. Like, we've all been there. Am I right?
Am I right, guys? And then when did the 808s come in? I think maybe Craig, we kind of like got the bones, and then Craig went away and put his Craig stamp on it and came back with these 808 drums, bass. Drums? Bass.
I always get confused.
I know, me too.
It's
Little
like
bit
a
of both.
bass. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jacinta's dad, Huey, who is our number one fan, and we're obsessed with him.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, Huey. He is a rock star himself, and he has all this amazing gear. So he came down to Melbourne, and he bought an EBO,
Yes.
which
Text in if you know what an EBO
Yeah,
is.
'cause
I
we
didn't know
don't.
what it was.
Is that a woodwind instrument?
It sounds...
That's an oboe.
Yeah, that's an oboe.
okay.
This is like E-B-O-W, and the idea is that you attach it to your guitar and it slides and it makes it sound kind of like a distorted violin.
Is that the thing that I very naively looked at and thought it looks like they've just put a hair clip on
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Or like a
It's the hair
extremely
clippy thing.
large
Oh, I've
capo.
seen
Yeah, or those
I've seen
what are those
these.
things that like remove staples?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I
yes,
don't
yes,
know,
yes.
a
I'm looking-
staple
I prefer my hair clip
Yeah.
analogy, but yeah, okay. Yes, I've seen those, but I never knew that's what the EBO. Is
Yeah.
that what it's called?
So Dad, you know, he's been a musician since, I don't know, the 1970s. And his whole thing is just collecting gear from different eras. And I think he got it back in the 80s. And he was like, I
Right.
haven't used this for years, but Craig, like, you like playing guitars and messing around here, see what this sounds like. And it's become such a staple part of the track. And he gets it out live. So if you come to one of our live shows as well, look out for the staple remover on Craig's guitar.
I'm
Yeah, I
excited.
love that.
Hair clip.
Do we
Ebo.
want to do a quick, like just the quickest little like producer minute with Marzi
yeah. Do it.
about
Let's-
like what an
let's-
808 is?
Here we go.
Yes, please.
Producer moment with Marzi.
Yeah.
It's a
Go.
Kanye thing.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
Kanye
yeah, it's the
West
Kanye, it's the
thingamajiggy.
Kanye West thing. Well, no, back in the day, back in the I think 80s was when it first appeared, maybe late 70s. There was the 808 drum machine, which was just an electronic way of playing the drums when drums weren't as physically accessible, particularly for certain classes and things like that. But that's a whole other talk. The 808 machine had this one specific drum kick on it that just had a really long taper and had its own sort of melody attached to it, had its own sort of like note attached to it. And so then as time has progressed, we've started to take that sound of like a kick. It is a kick, it is a drum at the end of the day. But with that taper on it, it becomes a bass. It has a kick at the start of it, but then it acts as a bass for most songs now. You can have bass and an 808, but you can also have songs that are just like 808s, and that's the only like thing you need in the low end. So for those that were not aware listening in, that is what an 808 is.
Including 2/3 of Million, who still didn't know what it was until tonight.
It's always a tricky thing to wrap head around, so it's no deficit to you at all.
I have a question for everyone at the station, and it's how would you spell the sound of an 808? I'm curious to
man.
hear the attempts.
Well, there's so many different like 808 sounds, but probably just like a BV and then a bunch of M's.
So could you make that sound for us, or
Like a
or-
beatboxing sound? That's what I think
Yeah.
of as B-V-V-V-N.
Yeah.
I was thinking bow, but that's probably more
It's just farty.
Bow.
like bow chicka wow wow.
Bow. That's like a tom.
Bow.
Yeah, it's a bit more
Yeah, more of a
openness to it.
tom. Yeah, you're right.
No, that's okay. I'm not criticizing.
I know.
Okay, well, you mentioned earlier that there was the Lily Allen track. So I think what we might do is have a quick little listen to that one, and then we come back and we can talk about your gig that's coming up, obviously, week on Friday.
We'll decide which track's better.
And in the meantime, do you want to tell people, whilst they've been listening, obviously, to your track, and we're going to hit Lily Allen in a second, where they can find you on social media? So all over social media, you are pretty much...
Yeah, we are mostly on Instagram. Our handle is This Is Million. We've been posting a lot of reels that kind of go into the production around these two new singles as well. So if you're interested, check us out there. We're on Facebook and TikTok also as This Is Million, or you can send us an email at hello@thisismillion.com.
So we wanted to talk about your gigs coming up a week on Friday.
Yes, we're very excited. It's our first headline show. We're launching the songs. It is Friday the 23rd, which is a public holiday, so no excuses, guys.
But now it's the second public holiday in a series of public holidays.
You got a bonus one.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
sandwich us into your bender.
That's it.
We will be. What am I trying to say? We're
I
being
don't know.
supported by Jackie Lumsden and Jaxie.
We don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Jaxie or Jackie. JXCKY. How would you say
Jackie,
that?
Jackie.
It's Jackie, yeah.
Jackie. Okay, we've got every Jackie in town supporting us.
Very good.
The doors open at 8. Tickets are still on sale.
So you can get tickets at gasometer.oztix.com.au.
Love that.
Very easy to remember that. Like,
Okay.
book a few, book some for your friends, your mum, your dog.
Totally.
Everyone.
A bonus of following us on our socials is that we post the link direct to you. So check out
that.
the link in our bio to get a ticket.
Great plug.
We are super excited to play at the Gasometer upstairs. It's a really intimate space. We can get sweaty. We played at Brunswick Artist Bar a few weeks ago, and that was a really fun vibe because it's quite a small venue.
It is very intimate there.
yeah.
Sweatiest night of my life, I'll say it.
Wouldn't have it any other way. So we're hoping to get the same turnout this time.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm excited. And
Yay.
I love the Gasso. It's pretty much half the gigs we go to there now, and it's every time. It's just great. Something about it.
Have you been to the upstairs part of it, Noah?
I've been upstairs, but I have. Oh, you mean like the seat, the roof?
Yeah.
I've been on the roof. Haven't been on the roof. Just like the upper floor, but not the roof.
Okay.
yet.
Yeah, well, the upper floor is what I'm referring to.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been there, but I haven't done a gig. I haven't done a gig there yet. So
Okay.
I'm very keen to see.
You haven't got a band yet.
There
what
we
are you talking
go.
about?
First time.
You haven't got a band yet.
I attended a gig as a patron.
Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you mean. I was like,
Yeah.
I haven't done a gig there yet. It's like, you haven't got a band yet, mate. What's going on?
Yeah. My gig. That's a later story.
Yeah, getting a couple steps ahead of yourself.
What I did want to ask you guys though is with your supports, like how do you find your supports? Have you seen these guys live before? Are they people that you've discovered on Instagram or like?
Craig actually did some mixing and recording for Jackie.
Yeah.
So that's how we met him. And a lot of people we just find through Triple J Unearthed or having a look through who's on socials playing at the venues that we play
Yeah.
at. And then it's just to reach out. It's the same as online dating. You
It's
just
called
reach out.
networking, guys. Look it up.
It all comes back to everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is connected.
Please don't go anywhere. I hope you've been enjoying the show. Thank you again to Million for coming through, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Thanks again, girls. We will see you in about a week and go book yourself some tickets for that at the Gasometer week on Friday. It's 96.5 Inner FM. If you're listening to Music and More with myself, James, Noah, and Marzi.